Hey, what is up YouTube? Welcome to the Cusp Adventurous and another episode of Clone Wars. Today we will be comparing a fake pair of the Galaxy Buds Live to the reals. So just off the bat, first impressions, the fakes didn't even try to replicate the packaging. It's literally just a plastic bag with the earbuds and what appears to be the charger and the manual inside. While the Galaxy Buds, they have their case, just a bunch of specs on the back, and their receipt thing, as well as a barcode. Alright, so opening it up, you pull it out. You have the little manual inside. And then for the fakes, just have to open it up. And then we get a manual, as well as a micro USB charger, which is different from the real ones, which have a USB Type-C charger. Alright, so taking the real Galaxy Buds Live out of their box, they just have a little paper slide off, just like that, nice and smooth. And then as well inside the box, you have a smaller box. Wow! Which just has the charging cable and extra ear tips. The fakes, of course, didn't do too well in this category. Let's see how good of fakes they are. Alright, now for the pairing of the Galaxy Buds Live. Open up the case, and it comes up on the screen with its fancy animation. Press connect, and just like that, you're paired. Then it brings us to the Galaxy Buds Wear app, which is pretty sick. It allows you to activate active noise cancellation, lets you mess with the equalizer. I personally would always go with the bass, just because that's me. It lets you do the touch controls. It can also be used as an alarm. And for you gamers out there, I mean, you can turn on gaming mode. You can do ambient mode, as well as do Find My Earbuds, which is a very nice feature. Below that, you can reset all your settings. You can give them software updates, as well as having tips and the user manual for it. And then you can just learn about the earbuds. And yeah, pretty sick app, really helpful, and it's great. Alright, now pairing the fakes. Open up the case. Alright, after you pull them out of the case, you click on S6. They're pairing. Oh, it does have a little pop-up, and they're connected. So they do have the normal Android pairing software, but they don't have the fancy Samsung pairing software. Alright, for the beginning of the differences of the two, just when you start out, you open up the case. The fakes don't open quite as far as the real ones, so that's definitely very noticeable. On the top, there's a little indent right there for the magnetic lid. And on the real one, it's not actually an indent, and it's also wider. It actually comes out just a little, so definitely not an indent right there. Also, when you open up the cases, you can see that the little hinge there is not covered on the fakes, where it is on the real ones, which just gives it a nicer look. On top of that, the fake ones have two LEDs right here, while the real earbuds just have the one. And the fakes have a power on button, which the real ones just don't have. The letter indicators on the real ones are bigger and more defined than on the fakes. However, both of the cases are equal width and height, so they got those dimensions right. But you can definitely tell just looking at the two side by side that the real earbuds have a better finish than the fake ones do. On the bottom, we have the little circular indent. On the real one, it has text on the bottom of the case, while the fake, it does not have that. Of course, a big difference is the real ones are charged by USB Type-C, and the fake ones are charged by micro USB. The hinge also looks a little more flush with the real one. On the fakes, it kind of sticks out a little. Overall, not a terrible product, but certainly not to the point where you would actually be convinced that it's the real thing. Now let's get on to the differences of the earbuds. For starters, the real ones look super sleek and clean, and the fakes just look like an absolute bean. Like that this thing is just a piece of garbage bean. For starters, there's just a massive button right there for touch functions instead of just touching the earbud and having sensors there. Alright, for the fake Galaxy Buds Live, they have a little LED indicator right there, as well as a microphone hole right next to their big button. Whereas the real ones have an active noise cancellation speaker out here, a microphone hole right there, as well as another microphone hole. For the two contact points for charging on the earbuds, they're not all that different, except for on the real earbuds they have a letter indicator to show which side is which, as well as having just generally higher quality grills. You can just tell on the fakes that they're lower quality because it's a massive indent, as well as the material does not look as nice. But overall, it's not a terrible clone. It's pretty solid, but it's definitely not very hard to tell which is which. Alright, so now we're going to do a little segment called Which is the Fake. I will show you a bunch of shots of the earbuds, and you're gonna have to guess left or right which is the fake, and I'll tell you the answers afterwards. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so after comparing the two side by side for the last while, this is the conclusion I have. The clones are not actually that bad. They're a pretty good product, and of course they're not as good as the Galaxy Buds Live, and that's just a given with these fakes. They don't possess any of the active noise cancellation or ambient mode features. However, their audio quality is actually pretty solid. As well as the case, it's a pretty good match. It's not quite there, but it's a fairly good clone. The earbuds themselves, they don't look the best, but it gets the general image across. Of course, it's cheaper and lower quality, but that's what a clone is. It's not going to perfectly replicate it, but it will do the best it can. So in the end, of course, these are clones, and that's like bad. It's illegal. It's stealing people's intellectual property, so you shouldn't buy them. I will leave a link in the description so you know what not to buy, so you don't like buy it and get scammed, because it is not the real product, and I want you guys to know that. And yeah, that's it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and peace.